It's another video from Ozzy's Robot. Brought to you by the Banana Collection. Hey everyone, welcome back. Welcome back and thank you for joining me for another spectacular toy, another cool video. So before we get rolling, as always, get comfortable in your chair, your cubicle, your lazy boy, your Barco lounger, whatever heck chair or thing that you're sitting on, that you're focusing and you're paying attention, and stir up that coffee. Maybe you have a steaming cup of coffee because it's morning. Maybe it's tea, maybe it's night, and you have a gin and tonic or a scotch and soda or a beer or a wine. Whatever it is, get cozy, pull the blinds closed, move your cubicle so that nobody sees what you're doing. I mean, like, close it off from prying eyes and get ready to pay attention, because we have a super jetter today, a super jetter express. And who is Super Jetter? Well, honestly, I did not watch this series probably ever, so I do know a little bit about him. He came from the 30th century. He was smarter and stronger than your average bear, meaning the average people, in the 20th century, where he was sent to fight crime and do things of that nature. And one of his abilities, besides super strength and super, what else do they have? Super intellect. Yes, super intellect. He hung out with a young girl named Karua, because who wouldn't when you're a good-looking superhero? But his coolest, let me tell you some of his powers, but his coolest, I think, and probably the coolest power you could possibly ever have, the ability to stop time. He had the ability to stop time for 30 seconds, I guess, at a time. Plus, he had an anti-gravity belt, infrared goggles, and he's a bulletproof, and he had a paralyzing gun. Imagine, though, stopping time even for 30 seconds. That is got to be the most epic power you could possibly have. Although 30 seconds is pretty short, though. So, like, if you wanted to infiltrate Area 51, I'm thinking you need to do a lot of 30-second jumps. That would be tough, because I'm trying to think, what can you do in 30 seconds? But I'm sure you could figure it out. But to me, it would be like exploring all those cool things. And anyway, that was like the gist of the show. And someday I have to find if they have all these 60s anime. I actually just got all the Astro Boy. Hopefully it's all of them. And have a collection of these so I could watch them, like 8-Man and this and the Getter series, all of them. Obviously, Speed Racer, who I watched diligently as a kid, Tetsujin, Gigantor I watched, so I kind of remember a lot of it. I don't remember really the individual episodes. I remember watching them, though, because they were among my favorites. So anyway, this is the Express, kind of like the Linemar Express, which you wonder, did Linemar actually make it? But it's not. It says Yonezawa on the box. See right there? I'm trying to get the proper light for this. Let's see. Holding it this way. But anyway, this is this is a small toy. You can see here. How wide is this box? 8 inches, maybe? 8-inch square. If it wasn't for the diminutive size, I probably wouldn't even have bought this, because I'm so cramped for space when it comes to the character toys, unless I really want to mix and match. I've already started mixing in the dedicated Astro Boy case, so, it gets a little hairy to start putting all this other stuff in. But anyway, this box is awesome. He's in like a futuristic space car, spacey looking car, almost like a Jetsons car. And he's going through this futuristic, what they thought of as I guess monorails in the 60s were the ultimate in futurism, but Japanese have already like futuristic bullet trains. Compared to anything we have in the United States, we have pretty lame trains, The Acela Express, I think I've only ridden that once, and it stops enough that it doesn't even make it that fast, but it's another story. Other than that, though, it's really a nice box. Very colorful. Kind of looks like a kind of like the poster of a TV show, quite honestly. And he's sitting here looking at himself like, man, I am so cool. I'm going to have an inset picture right there. But anyway, he's got like this triangular character sticker. And the clock, I guess, denotes, it's a clock tower, but probably because he can stop time. There's this paralyzing gun over here. And I always wonder when they have the kanji and it's a Japanese toy, why they also have the English. I guess they figure, well, if we ever send it to those lousy Americans, you might as well put something in English. So they put that there. So the side panels are the same. Absolutely beautiful minty square box. Kind of like it. And I'm going to pick the camera up for a flyover. So if you're familiar with the Linemar Express, the same basic concept. You wind it up. Now, I know when I put this together, at first I didn't even see the shaft. I was like, damn it, the shaft is missing. I was so pissed. But it's not like super tight on there, so hopefully it'll stay when I wind it up. But it's, again, like the Linemar Express, except it's the Super Jetter version, which is kind of cool, man, because it's got these beautiful characters lithoed right on it, and this beautiful space car from the 30th century, which would be the 2900s. We're a century ahead. So in the 2900s, they made these cool-looking 50s cars, 50s prototype cars, kind of like the GM Firebirds. And here he is here with his go-go boots. Man, they love their go-go boots. And let's look at him while we're at it. He looks like he's he's not, is he vinyl or celluloid? This is kind of vinyl-y, I guess. It's not celluloid, so it's got to be vinyl. And then you have him with the bell and the train. So that's a look at the actual toy. And he's at a kind of a cool angle to, depict flying. And make sure he's on there. And let's just wind him up and see him go. I'm wondering if this thing here moves. Okay, well, right now I know that I put him backwards. I installed him backwards on the shaft. Let's do him proper, shall we? Shall we? It actually looks like they kind of broke a little of the... Okay. A little bit of the body. I don't want to press him too much. So let's stop him. All right. Now he's going to fly the right way. I should have angled him up, right? Unlike our current transportation secretary, I guess Super Jetter wants to make sure these trains run on time. Because he's sure fixated on these trains going in and out of that tunnel and not crashing. I think if he had an inkling of the 21st century, he'd be more concerned about the planes, though. And the horrible service we have there, so... Put this down now. So yeah, I could have angled them maybe up like that, but either way, it's kind of... Man, that is some long run time on that. Kind of sounds trainy, doesn't it? And you can see that little apparatus on the side of the bell right there. Well, maybe clicking that bell. Let me show you can See that in there? Kind of neat. The little paddle that's hitting the bell. Wow, I can't believe that this thing is still going. Well, listen, all the trains should thank Super Jetter because, you know what, if nothing else, he kept them safe and sound and not crashing. So that, my friends, is your Super Jetter. Since I don't know when he's going to stop, I'm just going to let him keep going, and we'll wrap up this video. Let me know what you think of it. I love the box. It's one of the coolest, you know, really cartoony boxes of these character toys, and you know, beautiful box art on it. The Express toy itself is probably one of the better ones of these types that I've seen. So, you know, I actually don't, you know, have the Gigantor version. I don't even know if I have the Astro Boy version of this. They're fairly common, though. I mean, as common goes relative to the other toys. And, you know, if you like it, thumb up the video. I appreciate your time, as always. Let me know what you think of it. It's always interesting to bring you these kind of wacky, you know, toys. And with that, thanks again for your time. And my friends, will talk to you later.